When they talk say Sierra Leone, Bank of Sierra Leone gets reserve. Number one, that reserve they not even there in the country. They are different banks there all over the world. Citizens of Sierra Leone deserve the right to know how many people they weigh statistics Sierra Leone counts when are 18 years and above were eligible to vote in Sierra Leone. And so, talking about you as a person, as a leader in that ministry, plenty of people they maintain this idea about you for say, you na person were very argumentative, you feisty, you arrogant, and most of all they say you did vex too much. You know, per most of the platform they will say you don't appear, people they see you they talk with vengeance. But today feel like today now you most relaxing interview days. So what thing you go tell people the way we don't maintain that idea about you? Mr. Cameron, but plenty of people that they talk around, you know, when Australians around the globe, they talk about how much money where the APC government don't spend per in your political party buildings then within the north and western area. You know, that they talk about the budget number where they make for the convention where they get a marketing, they say be about 3.5 billion with a B, Leon. Hello, my family, Kabo. Welcome to Sherix Television, the place whose side would bring Sierra Leone live to whose side ever you day around the globe. Of course, now the place this whose side would discuss pertinent information about Sierra Leone, the place whose side we all born, and the place whose side we all want for emulate. Of course, with me today in the studio, now a very honorable man, where I go on for letting himself introduce himself.
Well, me and Pastor Dr. Joseph Pangura, a Sierra Leonean, and a strong SLPP supporter, living in Houston, Texas, the United States. Welcome to my viewers all over the world.
Right, of course, my family. So today, we get for bring come to us some extraordinary program now. So we want to talk about some of the most important things that will happen at Sierra Leone. So every time when something go on at Sierra Leone, we they come back and brand come back to una and digest them and talk about them. So today we're going to talk about the new airport terminal with an expansion of the Lungi International Airport which don't happen at Sierra Leone. We want to talk about that one day today. My family, of course, now me and Reverend Dr. Joseph Bangura. Now we two get for talk about that today. But before that, my family, when I all know say the SLPP government where they in power right now, it don't they implement a lot of projects in the country, and so we want to talk to you a little bit about them projects and they at this point. So one for me stick around as we bring to you right now. Kabo, of course, Mina Ibrahim Sharif, the host na Sherix television. So today we want for bring come to a very important information way pertinent to this coming presidential and parliamentary elections we get for take place in Sierra Leone in June 2023. Now, before we go to the information, we want to remind you for say, when they talk about politics, politics now a social contract between the governors and the governed. The governors then are the one that we would vote for or they elect into positions of authority, starting from the president, coming down to the parliamentarians and the local government people them, what they put into position. We and then they sign contract. Would they tell them say, then they wait and ready for let we elect them into their position and they come to we and tell we say we will not elect we into them positions they are. Now this, now that, now A, now B, now C, now D, now then kind tier so we go do for una. Now waiting and they tell we now they make we believe for say we go able for vote for them or we not go vote for them because of waiting that they promise. And so once we don't vote for them, based on the promises that they don't make to we then now watch them for see if they're able for fulfill the promises that they make to we. And so today we want to take an exclusive look at the Sierra Leone People's Party government headed by His Excellency retired Brigadier General Dr. Julius Maada Bio, whether the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, from the time when we don't 18 to this day when they talk to now in 2023, waiting the SLPP government don't do so far, we'll go turn around and look at and say, waiting, it look like say they one they are their main business. They can do some of the things the way we want for me, then do. We go able for put our country back on the map. We go able for bring that dignity and that kind thing that all they expect for let happen in our country. And so that would they look at today. So for the SLPP, of course, we all know say plenty things and the way they don't do way would all they turn around and see with your own eyes them and touch with your own hand them and even feel them. And so not to just one of the empty things the way people that they talk and then you believe waiting then they do without actually verifying what they don't do. So today we want to tell you this. Of course, we all know say the SLPP government they don't construct the Juba Bridge. That bridge where they call this Saint Pierre Bridge where they are between Lungi and Juba. They don't construct that bridge. We all know about that one day. Of course, for the very first time in the history of Sierra Leone, we know say we get government, we introduce an educational system, we provide free quality education to Pikine where they attend from pre-primary to primary to basic secondary, junior and senior secondary school. They provide free quality education. Of course, that free education they come with, where they pay free tuition for about 2.6 million Pikine where they go to school in Sierra Leone. Of course, that free quality school education, we all know say it don't add plenty more Pikine where they go to school. It don't make the girl Pikine back when they agree for go to school, but when their parents they not be sending them to school. The free quality school education that encourage them for go to school. And the free quality school education don't make a government they pay for all them public examinations. Like the NPSC exam, the Becker exam, the WASC exam, now government they pay for the exams and the government they provide, core textbooks, exercise books, and other teaching and learning materials plus school subsidies. Government don't do all of that. So the free quality school education, as we say now, they can take up the heat, right? Then also we know say inside Sierra Leone right now, we get electricity in most parts of the country. Of course, as we all know, the electricity not a major issue again at the country, like how, it been there before the SLPP take over. Of course, they don't construct Boku roads and bridges. Some of the bridges that when they don't construct, of course, when I know about the Mabank Bridge, when I know about the Magbele Bridge, when I know about the Savage Street Bridge, when I know about the Hill Station and Regent Road, where they don't make, and other roads than they would make around the country, as we all know. Of course, we all know, say, this government don't also provide school buses for school picking where they take for go school every day. We always see them buses and they deploy the roads in Sierra Leone. We also don't see that this government not able to provide PIN code for about 5,000 nurses in the healthcare field. They all get PIN codes now, meaning that then they're able for get salary as they work. This government are also able for hire and train additional 5,000 teachers. The government are able for do that there as well. Government don't employ youth, now the fishing industry, now the agricultural sector, and also now the Lungi airport expansion site. Now most of the youth then they work in that place will say the new airport expansion take place. And of course, we all know say government don't expand the Lungi International Airport terminal with a brand new terminal, with a world-class terminal. We know that one day. And of course, they also don't increase salaries of public and private sector workers, including teachers, including nurses, including doctors. They don't increase salary of workers. So SLPP don't do that one day. The SLPP government don't also make sure say Salon don't come back into sports, especially with regards to football. We don't see we say they don't organize the National Premier League in the country. We say Sierra Leone don't also go to the African Nations Cup and we don't go perform the better one. And so the SLPP government I only encourage, now it can encourage them kind of sport activities then for take place in the country. And also government don't get 2 new ferries in 20 years. We don't get any new ferry in the country. This government, the SLPP government, ensures 2 new ferries then they in the country. And of course, ferry service don't return back to the Bond district. The last time we ferry been in a Bond district have been 1967. But this government ensures ferry service return back to Bond district. All right? And of course, we all they see whether they try for expand ferry junction in Freetown. They don't create quarters there for them junior officers there. Now we by force, right? Of course, we all know say this government don't also distribute ambulances to hospitals across the country. Of course, we all know say the SLPP government don't also renovate the National Stadium for FIFA approved games there. So any kind of game where they take place now at the National Stadium now, it is good enough for they able to withstand anything. All right? The SLPP government don't also repeal the criminal libel law and the death penalty. So that make all then journalists and the right fitting fatter. Nobody know they hold you again for make you go right. What you feel say it is part of your freedom of expression and of course even the death penalty. How about the construction of the 34 military hospital? The SLPP government under His Excellency retired Brigadier General Julius Maada Bio don't also make that one day possible. All right? The recruitment of 300 females into the armed forces of Sierra Leone. 300 women, they don't take them at the armed forces. They're about 80% completion of the Cornell University project. The Cornell University, where the APC been promised, where they not do, SLPP government, they're almost there at the completion of that project. And of course, they don't complete the Falaba Hospital. They don't also then they can construct a 25-kilometer road na Kailahu. And of course, we all know say like how water business have been problem in Sierra Leone during the APC era. Water business not a major problem in Sierra Leone anymore because access to water they all over the place. So these are just some of the boku things that the SLPP government under this president don't do between 2018 and 2023, and plenty other ones that they will not mention here. But one of the key ones that we'll get for discuss today now the expansion of the Lungi International Airport with a brand new world-class terminal. So now that we're going to discuss today. So Sherix TV, they bring come to you all of this right now. Come on. Yes, my family, of course. So just like how I don't see now, that's now the some of the major projects where the SLPP as a government don't accomplish in the country just in 4 years. In 4 years, my family. Because like how we've been talking today, government now a social contract between the governors and the governed. The governors then are the one that when they come to all the vote for them. Starting from the president coming all the way down to parliamentarians, to local councils. Then they come to we, they tell you say if una put we in that position there, now this we go do for una. And so based on that promise what they do, will they go ahead and vote for them. But then that a contract we don't sign. So now it is time for us to come back and fact check for see if what they promised they don't do. So this 9 SLPP don't do in 4 years. So my family, now we're going to talk about the actual Lungi International Airport expansion. You know, plenty of people then they way, then get a mixed perception about this. In fact, that make way, Pastor Bangura there with me now, so for let's go discuss them lengthily today. But my family, we just want for let you take a close look at waiting at this airport itself. You know, where they don't expand. So let's take a look at that.
I'm Julius Maada Bio, showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. New Freetown International Airport to start operations soon. The ongoing construction of the new Freetown International Airport in Lungi is expected to be completed later this year and will be open for operations early next year, according to the Chief Minister, Jacob Julius Maada. This is a $270 million United States dollars build, operate, and transfer project between the private Turkish Summa Group and the government of Sierra Leone, according to the chairman of the Office of Presidential Infrastructure Initiative, Dr. John Edward Tambi. It will have facilities such as a new presidential terminal, passenger terminal, air traffic control, fire and rescue service, and a new building for a warden and navigational aid, Dr. Tambi said during an assessment of the progress made on the project by the Chief Minister in Lungi. He said the existing runway will be increased from 45 meters to 60 meters on either side to enhance its capacity, and with a 3.2 kilometers long and 45 meters wide, with the taxiway consisting of 25% of the existing runway. 4 flights can now take off at the same time in the new airport, which nearly doubles the size of the old one, which is 7,000 square meters, while the new one is 13.6 square meters. On the build, operate, and transfer project, the Chief Minister emphasized the need for skills transfer from the Turkish group to the Sierra Leonean employees to be able to maintain the facility after its transfer to the government of Sierra Leone after 25 years of operations by the group. During the visit, Mr. Maada said he was impressed with the substantial work that has been done so far on the project, as 75% of the work will be completed by October before starting operations early next year. Upon completion, the larger and modern airport will be the biggest single infrastructural accomplishment under the President Julius Maada Bio new direction-led government, according to J.J. Safa. The Sierra Leone Airports Authority was established to transform Freetown International Airport, FNA, to a regional hub, to facilitate the transshipment of cargo and passengers, thereby rendering Freetown International Airport an attractive destination of choice for all passengers worldwide. We work closely with other government agencies and departments, most notably the Sierra Leone Civil Aviation Authority, SLCAA, responsible for air navigation regulation. Sierra Leone's new airport project is a $270 million build, operate and transfer project between the Summa Group, a Turkish company, and the government of Sierra Leone, says Dr. John Edward Tambi, chairman of the Office of Presidential Infrastructure Initiative. Dr. Tambi spoke last Tuesday during his visit to the construction site at Lungi, in the presence of the Director General of NASSIT, Mr. Mohammed Fuad Dabo. The new airport project was conceived, planned, and developed by the Office of Presidential Infrastructure as one of the strategic flagship projects of the Bio-led government. At the end of this project, Sierra Leone will have a brand new airport with modern international facilities and services, Dr. Tambi said. Speaking about the Summa Group, Arif Erdem Arakan, regional manager of the group, said that the Suma Group is a global construction company with diverse interests and operations that has been trading for over 17 years. It is one of the top 250 international construction companies, he said. According to Arakan, the new airport will enhance the development and welfare of the local communities. Suma, he said, has vast expertise in airport construction, tourism, and housing infrastructures, including the Kigali Arena in Rwanda, the Blaise Diagne International Airport in Senegal, the Radisson Blu Hotel in Libya, and the Dakar Conference Center in Senegal. When completed, this ultra-modern airport, he said, will promote Sierra Leone as one of the very best countries in the sub-region for investments. Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio inspects ongoing construction of the new Lungi International Airport. He noted that even though coronavirus was ravaging economies around the globe, it was uplifting that the president was on an inspection tour to have first-hand information of the work that Suma Group was doing to expand the capacity of the airport to an estimated 13,200 square miles from the current 7,200 square miles. This is the largest Turkish investment in Africa so far, and when completed, it will give a facelift to our country and open it to investment, he concluded. Country director of the Suma Group in Sierra Leone, Ibrahim Sherix, said they were a multinational Turkish company operating in about 8 African countries, adding that they were building a new terminal that would create the transformation of a new airport in Lungi. He maintained that the company had already employed hundreds of Sierra Leoneans who were primarily indigenes of that locality, adding that Suma Group would continue to impact lives and add to the socio-economic development of the country. At the end of this year, we will all be gathered here again to celebrate the completion of this all-important project, Sherix concluded. In a brief statement, His Excellency President Dr. Julius Maada Bio thanked the people of Lungi for hosting and supporting the project. He too was now very anxious to see and why he had taken time off his busy schedule's visit and follow up on progress. The president emphasized that the construction work was the largest such investment in Africa by the Turkish developer, a demonstration of confidence in his government. He added that the airport was the gateway of the country, so a modern facility was necessary to beautify the country and attract direct foreign investments. I am pleased with the progress made so far. I am very excited to be here and to share this moment with you. Thank you very much, he concluded. Freetown, where the airport is located, is the capital and largest city of Sierra Leone. It is a major port city on the Atlantic Ocean and is located in the western area of the country. Freetown is Sierra Leone's major urban, economic, financial, cultural, educational and political center, as it is the seat of the government of Sierra Leone. The population of Freetown was 1,055,964 at the 2015 census. The city's economy revolves largely around its harbor, which occupies a part of the estuary of the Sierra Leone River in one of the world's largest natural deep-water harbors. Although the city has traditionally been the homeland of the Sierra Leone Creole people, the population of Freetown is ethnically, culturally, and religiously diverse. The city is home to a significant population of all of Sierra Leone's ethnic groups, with no single ethnic group forming more than 27% of the city's population. As in virtually all parts of Sierra Leone, the Creole language of the Sierra Leone Creole people is Freetown's primary language of communication and is by far the most widely spoken language in the city. The city of Freetown was founded by abolitionist Lieutenant John Clarkson on March 11, 1792. Sierra Leone is a constitutional republic with a unicameral parliament and a directly elected president serving a 5-year term with a maximum of 2 terms. The current president is Julius Maada Bio. Sierra Leone is a secular nation with a constitution providing for the separation of state and religion and freedom of conscience, which includes freedom of thoughts and religion. Religious tolerance in the West African nation is very high and is generally considered a norm and part of Sierra Leone's cultural identity. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel.
Right, and so definitely it's a good video. It gives a complete insight about what's about this new airport. So, this is not the new airport this way, as properly described inside this video. This is not the new airport we get. So, I want to talk to you, Pastor Bangura right now about this airport. I feel so good because especially me as somebody where they fly to Sierra Leone all the time and they fly to the country. So I feel so good that the next time I go Salon, I actually come down at this new airport. I can't wait for me to come down there, see how the airport looks like. But it all comes down to the kind of leadership that we have in the country. The president, when as somebody where they think about these ideas, what do you think about that thought process where the president get for even think about this whole idea of coming up with a brand new world-class international terminal for our country? What do you go say to that?
But to be honest with you, thank you so much again for bringing me on board. Mm-hmm. These are issues that way some of you like for share because the problem we face in Sierra Leone at the level of illiteracy. Well, let me give you a synopsis about exactly this airport. The airport in Sierra Leone, first of all, remember, it came into existence in 1947. And remember, say, even the Lungi airport has never been transferred to Sierra Leone. So which means, first of all, the British were purposely establishing the airport for military purpose. So this is our first time in history for Sierra Leone itself, Lungi airport. They're taking into cognizance about the timing of the airport. And also taking cognizance, say, this is not part of this Excellency Administration Manifesto. And think about the process at which this airport come into. It's build, operate, and transfer. But when we get so many miscreants and uneducated people, they don't understand what that means. That means Sierra Leone has no debt. We has no debt. And it's good because we are just coming from a COVID process wherein so many countries are defaulting. And we come from a country wherein just recently, we all know what's in austerity. Austerity now, when the government not get funding, they believe on borrowing. This is the system government where His Excellency can take power. With all these developments and the massive youth where they can't get a job. And also the relevancy of Lungi. These are some of the things that way so many Sierra Leoneans they talk about.
Well, now the one area, the way I be even one for make mention of, which are some of the benefits of, having this kind of development in a country, because plenty of people that they get this misconception about it. People that their understanding about this whole thing is completely out of place. Some of you say, "Oh, me not get for sitting inside playing." So waiting at the benefits I will get out of this. So we know say some of the benefits, of course, like I don't talk, it creates jobs for Salon people then. Mm-hmm. Competition get for day among airlines and now for can Salon back and forth.
Correct.
Because any kind of big airline go able can down in the country. So speak to some of them and they let people understand.
Well, the new airport, it gets tremendous good things in. Think about it. First time we are getting 1.5 megawatts solar system, which means a green system for some of within abroad, which means the airports not depend on generator for operate. And then one, two, we have so many unskilled youth them where these airports they give them access for let them learn basic skills and basic trade. And also one, for some of where they are abroad, we find out very expensive because we only have two flights where they go Sierra Leone. And so many other African parts of the world, they get flights where they go back and forth, and that they give the less embodied of cheaper flights. So this new airport, they give we so much relief in the process where we they begin see so many flights and they go to Sierra Leone with a very cheap price. The competition is going to be there. Now we have a cooling system, which means anybody can free something at the airport there and send in America within the same time it appear. So those are some of the benefits there. And also, first time we don't get the good runway, and also we don't get mortuary at the airport, and also we don't get the NRA, don't get an office where they collect tax for the government. And this is a brand new systems and way they have introduced. So there are so many good things. You know, Lungi be they reach a point in time with this mafia deal where these cook APC guys then we go intend for do. Of course, they don't even get land for them. So we all know say now a mafia project. So these are some of the good things the way youth them for celebrate as well as Sierra Leonean them. But
you know, when the president be the talk, few things that the way he talk about, he say what we don't build.
Yes.
We will say the new terminal,
yes.
What we don't build, you know. The new expansion where they don't do at the airport, it gets a passenger terminal.
Is
and
true.
for go and for come at the country.
Yes.
They get presidential and VIP
terminals.
They get a new air traffic control tower. They get a ultra modern equipment when for ICT, infrastructure, radio telephony. They get parallel taxiway where they connect the existing runway to this new runway,
yes.
You know, then get an apron where go accommodate up to 8 large aircraft. So up to the 8 big airplane that wait for like and then KLM, then go able to land at that place they right now. And of course then get a new search and rescue, a new firefighting facility.
Exactly.
So in case fire then at the hospital, they get a whole facility whether for fetch fire no more. You know. Then get resurface and refurbishing of the existing runway. That meaning that waiting we get now, then they even can't pave and back for let it look smooth back, you know. And then they don't install. In fact, this 9 million for the whole thing. Who said they don't install 1.5 megawatt solar farm where they supply the entire. So everything, all the electricity where this airport will depend on, are from solar.
Yes, and are within.
So which kind of president could think like this? Would not ever, I mean, when they can do this comparison between the APC and the SLPP, would that don't take step back? Because I see Samuel Kamara at this point, one point where they talk say every time we then want to take step forward, SLPP they take step backwards. So for the two political parties, they would they take step forward and would they take backwards?
Well, you see the problem, I keep emphasizing this because when you get so many people uneducated, miscreants, you see, I can always tell people the problem we'll get with APC is not a political party. You can justify now your opinion, but this is fact. Now a group of cults, individual then we decide for destroy the society, we come together for one a country with no measurement and objective. Now, here is my position. Ask any APC flag bearer or supporter. Say what in are the APC objective or policy and which they want come for government. They don't have it. They don't have a plan. And just a few days ago, we heard Dr. Samura Kamara, they tell we say one go the country in 1960. So that tells we say he's a complete novice, he has no measurement and he don't even know the structure how to put Sierra Leone in place. But look, let me tell you, there is so much distinction. It can bother me sometimes why they people they talk on social media, APC and SLPP. Now the same political parties and Alusan. No, they are not the same. There is so much record about APC as a corrupt political party. Group of guys say we not get me no benefit for Sierra Leone. Two, there is so much evidence about APC now the only political party in our own dispensation where we see the mafia system at which they run their own by elections, even for select their own flag bearer. So you cannot compare that into the structure whether in place and transparency. And second, Mr. Sherix, when people can give me the motion, say APC, SLPP in a tribalistic party, are they talking a position as a limberman? One of the reasons why I support SLPP in 1996, it was a decision I never felt bad about because I see SLPP like a political party with proven facts as a party where transparent, collaborative, unified, objective, and sometimes I can tell people them all these guys them where they work in the administration. It look like they can sit up for a meeting. They say, look, we are here to develop this country. But that's exactly what they are doing. And when you look on the opposite side of APC, they has no plan how to run the country. They has no plan. So we cannot allow this miscreant people who has nothing to offer Sierra Leone for bring them in governance. And I do pray, because the prayer people the way they use, now the miscreants, they win at the 0.5% of Sierra Leoneans, especially for me tribe, when at Limba, we don't use all along, and we are victims, of course. Say APC, na Limba party. No, And APC is a tribalistic party, and I've been saying this, but SLPP is a political party where I want to encourage, as a viewer, you are watching me. Come in, we are open, because we have a playing field, and SLPP is taking this country to a very, very high speed for the first time in history. Look, within 4 years, you cannot beat that. When you compare the developments and the national issues the way this government don't tackle, within a pandemic state, within economic collapse, within austerity, then you compare to the fact that most of these projects, they are self-funded projects in terms of the feeding program, the school programs. So you cannot beat that. You cannot, the evidence is all over the place. But when you get miscreant people, they can come, and they are using the same youth the way the same APC victimized what they call grassroots. Make it call it say grassroots failures.
Well, looking at waiting SLPP capable of doing, because if we take them back to even historical time, from the time we get independence until this day, me and you two they talk today, between the two predominant political parties, and this now a thing we don't discuss plenty times.
Yes.
Between the two political parties that will be done, they predominantly rule Sierra Leone, APC and SLPP. It is on record.
Yeah, it's on record.
For say any time where the APC then a power, they go most create problem where they put the country behind.
There is,
and then any time where SLPP then a power, then they do things them where they either fix the infrastructure or where they bring development, things that way go get lasting impact on the country.
Yes.
So it was a surprise to me for Mekasi Samora Kamara, somebody when a presidential candidate of the other party where one form government, whether they talk say SLPP, they always go backwards. But SLPP as a political party at the same time also has a problem.
Okay.
The problem is that plenty of the things that whether they do, they don't know how for sell them to the people.
Yes.
How they for explain themselves to the people. How the people then for able for know waiting at all these things that we don't do, what we not they talk about. So you being a Limba man,
yes,
and you being a member of the SLPP, what do you think about how SLPP they handle publicity, social media, advertisement and kind of thing?
Well, SLPP, the problem with, not a problem of course, the thing with SLPP, I can always tell people, when you have a bunch of educated people, you cannot tell them for jumping on the streets, they cannot do that. And also, the one that we not educate within SLPP, guess what? They are very silent. That's completely opposite with APC. APC, the one that we not educate, we don't know how policy work, how government function. Now they then on social media, they fly all this lie news. But there is a distinction here where some of we they always come for talk about. Say, APC is not good for Sierra Leone. And I keep saying this APC is not good for. But look, let me tell you. The problem, the issue where me want for, and I suggest to the leadership of the SLPP as well as the president, we get a communication minister. Lately, don't they do tremendous good job for come out and explain it here. Some of you appreciate the fact that Alpha Saidu go to Freetown, and he gets a binding relationship with the president and also some of the executive of the SLPP. But we want to see more because Alpha Saidu Bangura, they speak the language in Sierra Leone. Meaning, he able to go to the level of grassroots for let understand. So why the party keep on silence? Then we get a media department in our state house. We want to see them because this is a campaign season. There are so many good things in the way SLPP don't do. But what are they propel the information here? Now on social media. But thank God now, SLPP don't take, I can assure you say SLPP don't take up social media. And we don't pull out completely from APC. Because look, thanks to somebody, with the help of the Sherix media platform, we don't do tremendous job for bring some of we on board for talk on these national issues the way they happen in the country. Because you can get best policies, you can do the practical things there. But if people do not come out and show the man within a village, how you gonna know? Just like the Tamambo project, where right now soon we go begin seeing rice to sell in Sierra Leone. And also, I want to give special appreciations to people like Mr. Loko, as well as another very fine Sierra Leonean there on social media, where not anybody I can call him a mentor, when a Professor Lance Amara for Kenema. He is one of those bright-minded guy, and recently we get one other guy where they call Fuad again. He's in Virginia. But there are so many of them on social media where they push out some of the good things same way SLPP they do. But again, we therefore come out and speak them here. So me they suggest to the SLPP administrations and leadership, when I relinquish some of them positions here, when they appoint you as a member or parliamentarians or minister or deputy minister, relinquish your position at the party. Because so the party go for function. Because if you serve as a secretary, they attend meeting, there are so many other gaps there and things there. So that they cause problem at the party. I think say some of we the picture from out when we observe the party.
So Pastor Bangura, the other thing here is this. Sierra Leoneans with mentality is so bad off to the extent that, let people excuse me, I'm a Sierra Leonean as well. I know exclude myself. Like them kind good things here where government don't do for we. You not go believe for say some people then they right now as we speak, then sit down, then they plan or find ways and means as to how they go destroy it.
Yes, for sure.
Just because they don't belong to SLPP or they don't like this government or they don't like this president. So this kind of infrastructure we don't get. For me they destroy them, so the government will look bad. Or in their own sense, the president will look bad. So now make way to me, security is very important. We then build a structure like this because I see glass holes, inside the terminal then can't see them there. Now we don't see who say man and they go cut electric cables then. People that they get blackout for a very long time. I wonder, I say, let some youths and not just come together one day, then just go begin to send stones inside them glass buildings, then begin for destroying. So, what do you think about how SLPP government don't they handle security business in the country? Because a lot of things the way they go on, where I feel say it's not supposed to happen when it comes to security. We can for set a better example.
Well, the security is a concern for everybody in Sierra Leone, especially even for foreign investors, because when you get a country where not get security, stability, no investor, no one bring a company in Sierra Leone. And as a country where don't come up a civil war with massive corruption where the past administration of the APC do, we therefore get security. Security is a very serious concern. But that's my position, or sometimes I can say. The government, I'm not within the desk frame where they are discussing. But some of we want to see security mechanism in place. Look, just give example. As I speak to you, I do know based on constitutionality that APC still not get a flag bearer for Sierra Leone. They still not get a formidable party. Some of we know say APC still is being run and operated by the ITGC. But guess what? The same NEC and the PPRC don't call this an APC administration new executive with them form. They are not legally binding. So then they undermine the system. And also, the masquerade where we see where APC demonstrate for mechanical and Freetown, it was completely wrong. We get SLPP go do the same thing conventional. But with decency, these are some of the things that where some of we they speak up where people are not can understand the position at which they come from. APC, now a political party were just lawless. And then feel say when God creates Sierra Leone, then give them the title bid. So which means that they give the House bid say, now we're supposed to run and rule Sierra Leone. But there is no statistics to prove that. Say APC is the largest political party we get the support now Sierra Leone, neither the vote. But we they emphasize to government, we get so many military officers there who are in the military barracks. Why can't we use them for guide some of their electricity stations there where they don't build? Because they see what they do. So we the echo as concerned Sierra Leonean as well as concerned supporters them for the SLPP party. As much as we know say the government is doing so much well, but if there is no security in place, then we see what happen August 10, where they go to the extent and burn some buses them, burn some building them. There is a record about APC violence. So look, Sierra Leonean, I'm encouraging you, and I'm saying this with all genuine mind as a Sierra Leonean. We all want to let Sierra Leone develop. Some of we, the reason we make want to let Sierra Leone develop because our country, we all plan for return home back. But His Excellency Maada Bio, now God sent. And I can tell people them from the position as a pastor Now a Moses incarnate with the massive development, the tolerance, the politeness, the encouragement. So we are seeing all over the country where people they come out and support the party, people they endorse the party, councillors, mayors, parliamentarians, but we still ask the government for do more on security.
Well, yeah, because, so definitely, okay. So, my family, this is the information they bring country now today. We discuss the new airport expansion at the Freetown International Airport in Lungi. Now that will be discussed, of course, with me today, Pastor Dr. Joseph Bangura, of course, Mina Ibrahim Sherif. We'll be right back. Right, and so me family them again. This is now Sherix Television coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Of course, with me in the studio today, now Reverend Dr. Joseph Bangura, of course, now a political activist and a member of the SLPP and a Limba by tribe. I can let for
thank you.
Yes, and so me family today we talk to we other bra again with another senior fellow when it comes to political activism, and of course. Now, member of the SLPP also, we talk to him today live from Freetown because in within Freetown, where the president began for officially open the airport terminal, where in a world-class international terminal, where they don't open at Sierra Leone. And so it is a delight to us for us to bring that interview to you right now. The man who will introduce him during the interview. Stick around with us. All right, and so me family then for discuss all of the issues here, especially the opening of the expansion of the new airport terminal where the president do then this year. We get no other person but we own brother. We're very knowledgeable about issues in Sierra Leone. Now we get for talk to today live from Sierra Leone. Okay, this person we get for talk to today, I will do a small introduction of him. Having been an employee in the public service and then back of Sierra Leone in the Gold and Diamond Office, National Revenue Authority during Pak Kaba's time, and pushed out of the door for no reasons by the Kroma government of the APC in 2013. Later, he was called to set up the administrations at the new resuscitated produce sector. He did not finish the assignment because of some dubious deals by some Lebanese and very young lady who was acting director. Details had just been sent to, age 62 now, plus married with one wife, one daughter doing medicine, one son struggling with computer engineering after my unceremonious sacking by the APC and the present government. The man we're about to talk to holds a master's degree in business administration and finance and management. He is no other person, but he is a brother whose name is Mr. Elvis Bakari Sama, whom we commonly call Loko. Loko is really coming from the colonial days. It used to be a newspaper written in the Mende language and widely read by few that went to the CMS churches. It gave instructions about community labor. So the name Elvis thrown to me by one Reverend Father Daly of Ireland in Tefeya, Kono district. And so this is the man we are going to talk about today. For plenty of we within our social media, this name is Loko, not to any new name to we know him already. Now we'll get for talk to today live from Freetown. Hello, brother Loko. How you do, sir?
All right, thank you. With the Freetown.
All right, that's
okay.
Good. That's good. Now a very big delight for talk to you today. But the new airport expansion where the president opened this year, we're just very delighted for talk to you and today. So we just want to give you a brief background about what happened on the day of the opening of the new airport terminal. Brother Seme, you get to it?
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
I get you. Thank you. Really, you see, when President Bio been the kind of power, he write in manifesto. The airport business not actually been there as a key point. But you remember in 2019, then go by one festival in China, and he came back with building the Lungi Bridge. So, say get the sector within the State House, within the presidential infrastructure initiatives. So I think during that deliberations, they come out with say, I think go build a bridge. You left the airport, and you see with airport number the one way they built by the British some 100 and so much years ago. So when you in a plane, they come down from bigger places. You can see, say, you just come down at one small farmhouse. So it was really not the pride of this country. So that infrastructure wing of the president's arm, they come out with that idea. But then there was, we had this former president where they go about saying they build the Mamama Bridge. I'm sorry, Mamama Airport. Happily enough, a light comes, so we can get intermittent light cut. So I'm happy to have it now, and I'm much buoyant to talk to you.
That's good.
The situation we wanna see now is that. They look at the viability of the Mamama Airport, whether in fact it actually would attend to the present nature of building an airport over there. Then she said they even go broke a lot of houses there, and that's another thing. Then when you look at the technical aspect of the Mamama was not conducive at all. The worst thing where before happened again, the Loko district, when at the Lungi area and the bread basket. Little hotels then now where people economic activities then did it. So if you ostracize that end, you don't lock Port Loko completely, and that huge amount of people in Loko Masama, you don't kill that place. So the president here and say, no, why can't we make something more lucrative for the good of everybody? Okay. So they look at the the terrain. The old airport, when you go there, if you go there now, you not go even see the new airport at all. You know this here, except you move it because it's far off, really.
Okay.
So it was actually the grass, the trees were there. They therefore brush the trees and then start up the work. So, but one thing will be very glaring was that the former government of Ernest Bai Krumah, they be bring in the Chinese. And let me tell you, that place, the Mamama, was never actually, it was merely a ghost situation because nothing was really brought up. And the idea about Mamama even started in 2013. Okay. So a lot of money is beyond spent, and they not even buy any land from anybody. So somehow, if you look at it and say, it might not even have come to light at all. And it would have cost Sierra Leone $350 million. So President look at it and say, we cannot overburden the broken economy already of Sierra Leone by taking loan again, we left and over picking them. So it then bring out this build, and operate, then transfer, BOT. So it is not something where anything come off from Sierra Leone in your coffers. They negotiate this Turkish Russian company with the consumer group, and they agree for say they could count their money, they build the airport to modern standards, and then operate it, take the money out, then they will get to we. So.
Mr. Semeloko, if I could jump in quick, sorry, we just want to get another clarification here where I want for. Considering the fact that we get the toll road agreements where the APC be signed when I be a very bad deal, and also we get the Bolori contracts where we get right now the seaport, and also we get the passport saga where APC signed. These were all bad deal. So give me an analysis. What is the advantage compare with this Lungi Airport contract compared to these bad deals that APC signed? And what are some of the advantage where really this airport agreement we get with the Suma construction company compared to those previous deals where APC made?
Yeah, look, one advantage is you the host country, Sierra Leone, not get anything for spending, and all the workers we've been there at the old airport, then they don't even pay them off, and then re-engage them. So the economic value of a day. The other thing where you know, we are no planes coming to this country. We're big, like the Hajj people that where they go Hajj. Then they go there now Lungi for 2-3 days with small shuttle planes, and they can't take them for 2, 3, 4, 10. This time we get 8 mega planes, and where they take about 500 people. So it can come only 1, 2. So if even the Hajj people, where they go for Hajj, that 1 or 2 days and you just spend a Lungi, they are gone. Okay. So when we don't call certain the way, it really funny. Sometimes when we start in the people like if you say you want to support your own government, but the toll road, was it necessary? And the money that we spend, most of it, it was not. It was necessary for the fact that a road where everybody they use, but we mean for able to pay for their road, and I'm sure it's really cheating money, and I think somebody is even getting something out of it with the Chinese. Yes. You know the Chinese, the Tanzania saga, where I think that Uganda or Tanzania, they get a saga where they build an airport, loan, the government not be able to pay, they took over the whole thing from them. Okay. So, agree for that. The Bolori is another aspect. Exactly. This is a French fellow where they pass, and now businessman. And one of the things that we government can mandate and do is that any of the investors they bring, they own the inside. Yes. They have a stake in it. They said they reap money out of that. So Bolori, we will operate that we seaport fine. So I don't see any necessity for make them bring in another person. We're almost the same thing we do. The only difference could be maybe a crane we go come with. and I'm sure the government before able to buy some crane.
Yes.
So some of them projects the way really APC been they do now for make them get kickbacks. Now that not been their aim. They not they even invest. They not they even look before they leap. They not they do the feasibility studies and see the advantages. They never went through those things. Now just like when they can meet, you have the people that way not too matter or not technically inclined, that they even they give advice to they were waste a bit something. So for Lungi, the airport is an modern standard where you will compare to any other airport in the whole world for now. Because every other facilities they did it.
Right. So
there is the presidential side, you have the taxis, plane taxi side, you have.
Yes. So looking at all of that, we know say the expansion of these airports in Sierra Leone, it bring quite a lot of benefits. Just like how you don't talk, other big planes then go to able for the Canada
tourism.
Competition get for there among even the airlines then now for
Cheaper
Canada
flights.
country. The ticket price for fly inside in Sierra Leone back and forth go down. Then go able for employ more Sierra Leoneans for work day. Then so all of this go contribute to the national economy. But like how we know Sierra Leone, who side we know say Salon people and they even like electricity, then they go cut then cable then they for let lights not go in at the country. Now some of we they look at the structure where they don't build now Lungi and when at this new terminal, some of them are glass holes, some of them any security apparatus they would don't set up so that then people then way get this political hatred inside their heart for me they not just go beginning to waste stone inside them glass holes and vandalize the building and at the end of the day for let the government in power get bad name.
And that?
It goes without saying, definitely. As you know it and every other person know it. It is highly under security compartment. That in fact, it's watertight.
Okay.
That I will tell you for free because but let me also tell you, the Lungi people before now, the August 10, some few young men and then be pushed them. But when you look at the crowd yesterday, day before yesterday, you want to feel that they too, because I will tell you one thing.
Right.
The Lungi versus Mama Airport, believe me, the Lungi people been they go to pray to God. Pray everywhere. They say, may that Mama not be, because Lungi was going to die. It was going to virtually vanish from Sierra Leone map in a sense.
Right.
Because having the big waterway between we, ferry not before they can't again. Because for what reason? The hotels and where people they don't all for don't go. So they themselves are really cherishing it and they're happy. And to be frank with you, that is not the only thing that is going to be at that place. The Ministry of Lands don't annex a huge amount of place where they get for transfer the administrative governance of this country. So Freetown administrative, just like Abuja, is going to be by that place.
On that
also,
side, okay.
Hotels are coming to grow around the place also. So it's not going to be any free for all or anybody can go there. No, it's security tight, and the Turkish are there. They say for provide CCTVs all around, of course.
Mr. Semeloko, something again very important way.
Yes.
Mr. Semeloko, something again very important way Sierra Leoneans they're not grateful for. I want to also give a special appreciation to Dr. John Edward Tamba. Where now the chairman for the Office of the Presidential Infrastructure Initiative. Yes, John. Because this is the first time in Sierra Leone history. Think about the timing when they launched this program last year, March. And then within 16 months, we then established the airport. And not only this airport, but think about some of the speed at which the SLPP administration under his leadership don't do. Think about the recent foreign ministry, university, and other institutions where they don't build with a speed. So you want to give a special shout appreciations to not only the president, the administration, but preference to Dr. Tambi.
Yeah. Tambi. Tambe is a household name, not only because of coming to Sierra Leone. If they don't do anything then at Tanzania and other places. So he has a reputation. So he's a guru in that aspect. And you see, for a big project like that, where it done within time. Let me tell you, my mama was going to take 5 years, and I see this one in 2 years.
Yes.
So, and then the mama was going to be a very small airport, before reach that size.
Right.
So, Tambe did not just come from the blues. He sat down, he do in feasibility studies, he do in quantity survey, he do everything and help the Turkish to come over. In fact, in skills and acumen and ideas and repetition. Now it take go convince the people them over yonder. Talking about other infrastructure or superstructural development, my brother, it is just that Sierra Leoneans will not see what you need for see, because like this young man waking past, it's a viewfinder man where they pass and show the places.
Yes,
right.
Nobody can tell me that every district has got something where this government don't do.
Right.
Either it is hospital, it is road construction, it is university, it is even microcredit to people. Remember the corona was get a heavy toll on the outside world, and the spillover been hit with big time. Some women or old people were disabled and otherwise, they gave them money, 1 million at least, where you go able to cushion yourself. So we are talking about also we fish. We lost a lot of money with fish, because steamers and they come and they poach into our sea. This government, they have offered build a harbor, a port harbor where, in fact, ship then go the dock day, then where we want, a lot of activities go on the way go help this country back. So it is a whole. The developmental programs are so many. It is just that when you do this, somebody is there to tell you, say, you do nothing. I say, well, and he will not put on there for do nothing.
But let me also
come again,
Mr. Loko, let me also mention something where very important, where people they know they take cognizance of, especially for this new airport. We get a megawatt of 1.5 electricity supply when a green energy.
5, yes.
And so many people they don't know the importance of some of those
things.
So those are also achievements that within the region, Sierra Leone has become one of the hub for the green electricity system when at 1.5 megawatts. So that's something also we need to achieve with the NRA office as well. And also for the first time with Sierra Leone, airports don't get a mortuary also. There's something, and these are some things people they talk about. You get hatred people where they see with all the evidence and facts out there and say this is a brand new airport where it has nothing to do with the previous old airport. They are tremendously debunking that it is not a new airport. And these people read sometimes I don't call and say, nah, the SLPP they eat. These are just selfish people who don't want no better thing for Sierra Leone. They are just selfish all over social media. What you can say about that?
What Creole man can say what you they expect from your mama in meat. Even if we buy big motorcar, they tell you say, any banga gishno. That is how the situation is in this country. When you see, if somebody not in your home,
so what you expect from your mama?
Somebody not in your home, like Loko Masama, they go put a power station there.
Yes.
Maada Bio Mrs. Maada Bio they are almost 86 kilometers away from there. Somebody go a Bonham. They go Tomboya. Wherever in the history of this country, Tombo not ever see waiting a lie. They go pack a pole day. They Bonham. So what did they expect again?
I know.
So it is ignore them and go ahead, because the thing that they tell people all the time, you don't want Maada Bio, but there's one thing where Maada Bio not in pocket they put them money. Then now you own taxpayer money, and we send and they for do that work. If they do the work, then they say they do nothing or you for pull and these are all the things. But then there is one thing, my brother. Illiteracy with the percentage within this country is still within the 70s. It's not a joke.
So yeah.
In Freetown, yeah.
Mr. Loko.
Yeah, in Freetown, yeah.
Mr. Loko, when you touch on the literacy, now be the last question I will ask you. Coming from a background where I know the literacy rate in Sierra Leone, I believe that some of those things that we are facing today in Sierra Leone, basically, one, let me think also about the level of illiteracy of youth in Sierra Leone and the unskillful youth. These are some of the biggest problems where Sierra Leone they face it. So with all this tribe, you see any prospect hope that government will bring institutions for training? Because there are so many factories and where they can't say, and will not even get the skilled youth there. So you see the government, they project in any way for training youth them so that they will come up on this Okada riding and put more youth them into normal education system in place. You see the
very good question. A very good question. Very, very good question. It's a very good question. Because this afternoon I've been to talk to somebody. I say the college students and they come work not day. I say work day in this country. Work day. That's why the universities have been spread all around. But you don't come on a history read or geography or biology, no more like that. If you are not a skilled worker. So even the factories that are coming up, you need for land for do within the factory. Imagine the African mineral where they run away, go out of this country. Then they go take Ghanaians for drive them with bulldozers and then dumpers, So you not a way you go to school no more. I like that question because it is not just going to the university. This traditional curriculum we'll get. It's a very good question because the universities they will not open, and that I mean they say today. Let us make sure that then university that we make them specialized. If universities are specialized, for example, the one where in Kenema, you say, okay, we are going to make it auto mechanic and maybe weaponry. The one at Mitimagaya, you say, okay, shipbuilding and marine biology. We forget about this traditional way of learning. This go to class, you look at the blackboard like the Chinese say. The Chinese then for. Yeah.
Yeah, I said
so
revamp the road transport authority where they train local engineer and mechanic then PWD where they learn.
So Mr. Semeloko, we almost don't come to the conclusion, but one thing we want to know from you is this: the waiting na the reaction of the general public, not only the people around Port Loko districts or na Lungi area, but the reaction of the general public, because you didn't have the country, the general populace towards this expansion of the airports.
You see, now 50-50 situation.
Okay.
Some people they don't even want to know whether airport open or not open because they are never they have never sat in an airplane. Right. Some people they not ever even cross Lungi. But then we will matter. We will not say you get for go out of this country.
Right.
It is an eye opener.
Okay.
It is an eye opener, and even within the opposition, everybody they welcome man. It's really an eye opener. Because you go to other people, they let's say Ivory Coast or Nigeria. You go to Ghana. You see the airport, then you can't even country. This is a country that Nayana, the first place where plane can't on a Black Africa. Nayana, the first place where train been there. And you are still lagging behind. And there's somebody who has come and say, hey, gentlemen, let us do something. A lot of people they welcome, and I don't know. If you can even see from the crowd. The crowd yesterday was massive, Okay. So it is not something where the social media that they would downplay anything though.
So the people then able for understand for say even though they not get for travel in a plane or the airport not get for be personally beneficial to them, but that it go bring economic growth in the country, it go create jobs for other people them in the country. They're able to know that importance.
Yes, because some amount of information we don't go through the social media so wide now. Yeah, if I okay, you don't maybe you will not get much of it, but almost more the social media inundated with pictures of that thing.
Okay.
And bravo to Mr. President. Bravo to Mr. President. Definitely. And we look forward for Mr. President for even can do more.
Okay.
Because in a short time like this, 4 years, you won't see another man who will able to do that. And it's also another, the bar where mother don't set it too high. Anybody where they can now, where from any wing, that bar for try to pass them. Definitely the bar is high.
All right.
And that is why the opposition, they feel say this is a done deal for us. But it's the last kick of the horse. They still get for sure say yes, we overcome these people.
All right.
But the chances are not there. The Maada Bio storm, the fever, they don't engulf Sierra Leone.
Right, definitely. We appreciate that. And of course, we know say what they tell we that true because we serve the CM Naya. We want to tell you plenty thank you for your time, for can shed light on some of these important things. Every now and then we're going to engage you, once a week for let we talk about developmental trends in the country. We want to tell you plenty thank you, Mr. Loko, for your time.
Okay.
All right, and so my family and this now, brother Loko, now I talk to you today live from Freetown. Of course, now the man this way, very popular when it comes to social media, when it comes to the salon business them. It digest them, it discuss them thoroughly. So we very much appreciate them. And so now we get for come to the end of this program today. But before we actually go to the end of the program, so Pastor, what's in your closing statement? What you go on for say?
I just want to say thank you to His Excellency for the good job and all the members of cabinet. But just before I leave, I just want to encourage the SLPP. I want to take them very seriously. If government don't get, if any member of the political party get appointments, hey, let there be elections so somebody go occupy the party structure, so the party go open for work. But at the same time, please, we ask His Excellency and the security sector, let there be more strong emphasis on security. There is one phrase I want to let you, we call quagmire. What's it mean? In a position where APC left way, now exactly we call quagmire. Hatred, tribalism, nepotism, selfishness. That's how APC is. And that's how they left Sierra Leone. They had nothing to offer. So come June 26, I want to employ all Sierra Leoneans, go to the pool and vote straight all the way SLPP so we go develop this country and make Sierra Leone a better country. I wish you all the best. I wish all His Excellency, members of cabinet, please continue to do your good job. We are listening. And all social media bloggers for SLPP, you guys are doing tremendous job. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheriff, and everybody for bringing us this vital information and concern. For special thanks go also to Mr. Edward Tambe for tremendous job. Good job.
Right, so my family, and so we get for come to the end of this program today, but we want for just tell when I say, of course, Sherix television, we don't come back full time. Of course, we get for continue this all the way to elections and beyond. And we get for the talk on issues, national issues, anything will happen in the country from now moving forward, we get for the talk on them. So one for let when I stick tight with we as we continue for do this. We get for there on Facebook, and of course we'll there on YouTube as well. Facebook now facebook.com/Sherix Web Radio. The Sherix now with an X, okay? Facebook.com/Sherix Web Radio. Now they will go there. So if you follow we, anytime we'll go live, you go able for share now your device and you go able for follow we. Once more, Mina Ibrahim Sharif, of course, Namina Una host, and Namina the founder and director of this program. And I want for tell Una plenty thank you for Una time and for everything Una to do. All right? So that's how we'll go end this program today. Thank you very much.
you.